Hey, how you doing? Thank you for tuning in to the Dirty Nerdy episode 15, I believe. I could be wrong on that. It might be episode 16. I didn't look at the shows this morning. As a matter of fact, I didn't know what the hell we were going to be talking about until 3 a.m. today. And you might notice we are short one co-host. Avery is very busy being a new dad today, and I think that's fucking awesome.
That's incredible.
On that note, Steve, how you doing?
Doing great. Had a pretty full week this week. No game news. No new movie news. No real TV news.
So there's game news. It was just dominated by one thing.
Right.
Like
Completely.
Elden Ring is all that anyone cares about. Did you watch that whole donkey video I sent you?
I did. Yeah.
Did you hear his bit at the end?
Which bit? The walking?
The part about where or was it him or was it someone else? I'm pretty sure it was the donkey video, but he said Horizon Zero Dawn was the game that came out 3 days before. Fuck. What was the other game? What was the first game?
It was like Red Dead Redemption 2, a massive
it was
game.
Some other game that just ended up taking over. And then he's like, Forbidden West will just be the game that came out 3 days before Elden Ring.
Another massive open world game.
Like when he put it that way, I was like, oh shit. Like he's not wrong. Like
and it's amazing because like I was looking forward to Forbidden West. I still don't have my PlayStation 5. If any of our watchers want to donate one and send it to me and can find one of the 10 that have been allocated to the realm of man, I would like one of them. But barring that, I was going to buy it. Didn't hear anything about it. I didn't hear anything good or bad. All I heard on every gamer stream that I listen to and watch, Elden Ring.
Yep. And on what Steve just said earlier, if anyone wants to send me a PS5, I will gladly take it and give it to Steve. Thank you. I want one. The UI looks great, but I don't need one. Not yet.
I don't need one. I want one.
So you played Elden Ring this week a little bit.
This week, before Elden Ring came out, I picked up Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I've been playing that.
Was that remastered?
In the single player mode and the online mode with a friend of mine from work, a coworker.
Are you playing that on Xbox or did you say Steam?
Switch.
Oh.
It's a Switch game.
Okay.
And so me and my buddy Joe have been playing it, and his wife Myra, and it's a fun game to play by yourself. It's even more fun when you play with someone else. And when you play online, you can actually choose from your characters, and they can choose from their characters in the game. So you can be fighting as Wolverines.
Okay.
Or two Venoms or whatever. Now, there's so many characters in the game, I don't know why you would do that.
Right.
Currently my lineup is running
different skill sets to.
Yeah. Like Wolverine heals, Deadpool self-heals. Venom is a big crusher. You have Venom, Hulk as crushers.
Yeah.
There's something like 48 Marvel heroes that you can play as.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I haven't played Ultimate Alliance since PlayStation 2.
That would have been Ultimate Alliance 1, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Great game. And 2 was a great game. 3, the only reason I hadn't picked it up is because it never dropped in price. It's been out for several years, and it's still, $59 game.
Wow. So
I finally found a deal where I got like 20% off or something. So I went to Walmart and picked it up. Not sponsored by Walmart.
That reminds me of something I did this week. I have spent a decent amount of time playing Elden Ring, and I actually picked it up from this spot. Frick, what is it called? Let me check my phone. I got it from this place that sells Steam keys that gives you a 18% discount on your first purchase, and so I was able to pick up Elden Ring for $44.
Not bad. I paid full price for it on the Xbox.
Yeah, that's. I have a confession, people. I technically pre-ordered Elden Ring. No matter how much I talked about, no matter how much I said I wasn't going to do it, but like a lot of people, all the, I don't know what you call them, influence or whatever on YouTube and everything, all came out with their reviews the day before. Their embargo was partially lifted the day before, and so I was able to watch one of my favorite reviewers, Skill Up. I'm sure you've seen Skill Up on YouTube. I don't agree with everything he says, but what sold, like he doesn't lie. He doesn't bullshit. When a game's buggy, he will call it out. And he said, this game's good. It's not going to ruin your play experience. I fucking quit playing last night after I got my horse and my shit went all buggy as hell. But we'll talk about that later. Did you watch anything this last week?
I also technically, we'll get into that here in a second.
Okay.
I will say this. I also technically broke my I'm not going to pre-order, because I also technically pre-ordered Elden Ring about 5 hours before it got released. After all the PC users started releasing their stuff and the embargo was lifted and I could see what the screen, the actual frame rates on live systems look like, I was like, okay, this is something I want. And the only reason I pre-ordered it is so that it would start downloading onto my Xbox so that I could come home and play it when I got home.
Okay, so I want to talk about Elden Ring, but I want to wait a bit.
We'll jump back to it.
But yeah, that's kind of gonna be the meat of our episode today.
Yeah.
Well, something else might be the meat of our episode because it's a really interesting brain idea. But I want to get deeper into Elden Ring later. Did you watch anything this week?
So this week was pretty quiet. We really didn't watch a whole lot. We watched the finale of 1883 happened, the season finale.
Okay.
It looks like it's probably going to have a second season, which is Taylor Sheridan is a no-brainer. There's probably he's got like 19 shows in production right now that he's writing. So everything's good. So they're going to renew it all. Do
you need to watch Yellowstone to watch 1883?
You actually don't. You don't. Okay. Someone told me that you should watch some of it, but you really don't. It's its own story. And I will tell you this. It is so good that we're going to sit down tomorrow and watch the entire series. It's 10 episodes beginning to end, just as one long movie. Just binge it all a second time, just so that we can watch it without having to wait the week in between episodes. Because it was that good.
I really love that idea. And you said you were going to do the same thing last week, and the fact that you're sticking with it is awesome. Like, I super love that idea.
We're talking about something that is it's movie quality.
Okay.
In its character development and story. And good movie quality, not bad movie quality.
I have a weird day. Maybe I'll Yellowstone or 1883 today.
Yeah, either one is a good show to watch. Yellowstone's like, it's got
what? No, I can't do that. Stuff. I have to finish Cobra Kai. I fucking have to finish Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I would say finish Cobra Kai. Although I'd say 1883 is a better series.
Because I would. Oh, I don't doubt it. I just love fucking Sensei Johnny. Oh my god, he is my favorite.
What season are you on now?
I'm still on 2, man. I haven't watched in weeks. I've been working, man. Not only has work, like real life work, gotten crazy, like a week or 2 after I got into Cobra Kai, but I put out another video for my personal channel earlier this week.
I think Kathy was listening to it yesterday.
Yeah.
I was sitting there playing Elden Ring, and she was having arguments with you
about socialism and COVID.
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure. I couldn't hear it. She had her earbuds in. So I thought at first she was yelling at me in the game and what I was doing. Well, and then I realized it was you, and I was like, yeah, you should be mad at Chris, not me sitting here playing
There's this thing called comments on my videos. I don't care what you have to say. Say something. and if it's intriguing, I'll respond for sure.
She's
just
more
don't.
of a verbal. You know her. You know her. She's more verbal.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she
So
knows you can't hear her. She's still yelling at you and telling you things.
okay,
And when you don't
all right.
respond, she's probably mad that you're ignoring her. And when she listens to this, I'll be in trouble. So I'll probably bring the Xbox into the office and play Elden Ring some more.
You know what's cool though is like I can talk to Kathy about this, and it ain't really going to affect you that much.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. What did I watch this week? So last night I watched the first 2 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. I also watched part of Roger Rabbit again. Fuck, what up? I watched The Girl Next Door.
The Elijah Cuthbert movie?
Yeah, Alicia Cuthbert
Alicia
and
Cuthbert.
What's his fucking face?
Does it matter?
Emil Hirsch. Yes, it does matter because I actually like Emil Hirsch, and he
I like
ruined
him too,
himself.
but
He ruined himself when he did that Speed Racer movie.
yeah. It bombed and he kind of lost out on his streak.
He should have been Shia LaBeouf without the insanity.
Yeah. I mean, do you really have Shia LaBeouf without the insanity? It feels like one goes hand in hand together. Did you ever watch the table read of Fast Times at Ridgemont High where he plays Spicoli?
No.
Oh my god, you should find it on YouTube. It's worth watching.
Okay. All right.
And Spicoli's in it too. Sean Penn, I think, plays like a teacher or something.
Okay. All right. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, find it. There's a lot of stars. Matthew McConaughey. It's just a table read. It's just them sitting in their offices. They did it during the pandemic, and they basically just go through the script and read the lines.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that. About that.
But yeah, it's wild. Watching him do Spicoli out in his truck in his garage.
Okay. That's interesting. So I spent my time playing Elden Ring and still playing Lost Ark. I am almost level 50 in Lost Ark, and it is finally like Lost Ark is a great game to play when you just don't give a shit and you got like other things going on in the background. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because
unfortunately, it didn't run real well. My gaming computer is old and I don't use it much anymore. So I was trying to play it on my laptop. It didn't run real well, so I haven't played it as much as you have. It's on my list of things to play.
Yeah, like it's a good game. I don't care about the story because it really doesn't matter. And then so I'm level 48 or 49 at this point, and it's finally getting difficult to where I am dying on a, shall I say, semi-regular basis as opposed to never at all.
Yeah.
And so that means that I actually have to look into the other aspects of building my character with like all the different runes and all these things that they have.
That's a complete switch up from Elden Ring where you just die constantly.
Well, yeah, where you just get your fucking ass pounded.
You're like, oh look, there's a puppy. I'm dead. What happened?
When we talk about Elden Ring, I'm gonna play my stream from the other night, and it's just me just getting fucking annihilated the whole time. Like,
I'll have to go find it and watch it. I want to watch the whole thing. I just want to see. I just want confirmation that there's someone out there that is just like dying as much as I am, because I feel like I'm an okay gamer, and in this I've never played any of the Dark Souls games, so I'm completely unaware of that mechanic.
All right, well, you know what? Let's just get into this. Let's just get into this.
Just straight to Elden Ring.
Yeah. Let me share my screen here. We'll go full. So, did you get to this part?
No. Where is this?
Okay, so this is one of the little dungeon things.
In that first opening area?
Yeah, it's like to the north and slightly to the west of where you come out. But
Okay.
like Did you know you could run?
No, I haven't been able to find out how to run.
You hold the dodge button down.
Oh, that'll be good to know. Especially in this phase.
So I didn't know I could run, and like that's not in the tutorial that you go through when you drop down in that hole.
No, the
That's not in the
tutorial doesn't give you anything. It
No,
doesn't tell you how to assign things to your hotkeys.
no, it doesn't. Not at all. Like
Nothing.
I'm still trying to figure out how to fucking assign my horse to the up button and not the down button, and I can't fucking do it. I should Google it. But like,
I'm not gonna lie, I googled it because I was like, "There's got to be a way to do this."
yeah. Well, and I know there's got to be a way to do this because I've been watching so many people stream this game, and they're way better than I am. So I am a Soulsborne From Software noob. Like I've played Dark Souls 1 to the first boss, which is like 15 minutes into the game, and I tried fighting him like I don't know, maybe 15 times. I said, "Fuck it." And then I really, 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 really want to play Bloodborne, but I get so annoyed when I get killed, and I have to go all the way back, kind of like this game. But I don't know what's changed with me. I think I was kind of telling you that I want to say I was telling you this last night. Like my mental state must have changed because I am playing this game and dying isn't like it's still frustrating. But I am not rage quitting or, well, that's not entirely true. I kind of rage quit a bit.
I was gonna say I rage quit a couple of times where I'm like, I'm gonna go get my blood drawn. It's more fulfilling than this.
Okay, all right.
Had to go get blood work done yesterday for my doctor, so and it was more fun.
So, but like that's the thing is like I am having a lot of fun getting my fucking ass pounded in this game. And I don't know why. Like like this particular little dungeon area, there's these little fucking bastards with like these razor hands and they cream your ass. Like they just beat you down and they just cut you up and like so yeah, even yesterday. So yesterday I was playing a bit and I couldn't get past one of the parts with them. And luckily I didn't have to go to that part. It was behind one of those fire things that we just saw. I didn't have to go to that fucking part. And so I just went up the stairs and eventually moved on and got to the boss, which we'll see if this clip even gets to there because I know I'm about to die here. But yeah, I'm having fun losing. And shit, even saying that's kind of nice.
Well, since it doesn't baby feed you how to play the game, like I went and I fought a boss. I probably fought that boss for a good solid hour before I went and, did what I should have done, which was follow the main storyline a little bit, get my steed, get my my ashes of the lone wolf ashes. And then all of a sudden, that one fight, the Beast Man, it went from him just destroying me in a couple of seconds to the fight mechanics just became obvious.
Yep.
Now, you can't always summon those guys, so, obviously that's not the solution always. But,
right. So in this particular dungeon, you get another set of
your runes.
Yeah.
You ran right by your runes and forgot to grab them.
Yeah, I know. At this point, it didn't matter because I had died multiple times without grabbing them. I had lost all of them anyways. So, yeah, I just quit caring. I was just like, I just want to finish this shit. And so,
what class did you decide to play as?
What's that?
What class did you decide?
This is the warrior class. I restarted yesterday as like the confessor.
Okay.
I named my confessor Father Holy Knob, and we're doing well. We're doing real well.
I started as a prophet. I didn't really like the mechanics of the prophet, so I switched over to a vagabond.
Okay.
I'm liking the vagabond more, but so I think I might want to play as multiple characters and see how they play out.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
What are
so
these
what you were
ghosts that
saying?
are running around you? I don't have that in mind. Is
Oh,
those other players?
yeah, that's other players. So like you see like these blood spots here on the
Uh-huh.
screen. So if I go now, these ghosts run around randomly without me doing anything. But if I go and they call it touch the blood, it will set up a thing where I can watch how someone else died in the area. That's that's
Oh,
that's what the ghost is. It's so you can see why they died.
okay.
Uh, so do you have all the signs everywhere?
Like on the ground?
Yeah, like there's all these signs on the ground where
Yeah, I've been noticing. Like, I ran across one that says there's a what does it say? There's a cave below, and then you
okay.
wind up going through.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this thing right here in front of you, right there.
Yeah. What did I
Well, not this. Oh, are you using your Xbox controller to play
I am.
this?
So the reason why I did that is because rarely when this almost never happens, but when I boot up the game, it's automatically just telling me what buttons on the Xbox controller to push. I was like, oh, apparently they're like, yes, use the controller for this.
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily the case. It's just because I don't know the power of suggestion, like the game. Literally, when you open it up, the TOS thing, it's all like A or B. I'm like, oh, so I can't even click this. um, but back to what you were saying about the main storyline and like trying to follow that more. You don't know how to do that.
That's true. They don't tell you anything about that golden thread. You magically see it in the air, and it doesn't really tell you much other than the rough direction to go.
So I haven't spent much time in Skyrim, but the comparison of this game being like a Souls game meets Breath of the Wild, and then they're also saying meets Skyrim. But the meets Breath of the Wild part totally makes sense to me because when you're done with the king part, the intro part of Breath of the Wild, after you do all the oh, excuse me, sorry, after you do all like the little
Bless you.
the 4 points on the what do they freaking call it, the plateau.
Yeah.
Once
Which
you're
I
done
haven't done yet. I've barely played Breath of the Wild. I know. Everyone's aghast now at me, but stop judging me. Stop it.
the only reason is because the second one's coming.
Yeah, I know. I probably won't buy it right away either, so I'll get it. I'll get it done.
Fair enough. I don't know if I'll buy it right away either. We'll see. We'll see.
I'm hearing Elden Ring to speed beat it, just doing the main quest, 160 hours.
No, I heard 60 hours for game.
I heard
it
someone
was
say
like
160 hours to grind through and beat it, and that's
that's if you're a badass.
Yeah, well, I think that's the person is just really dedicated to beating the game.
Well, let's be honest. If you're speed running a Souls game, you're a badass.
Well, yeah, maybe. If I speed ran this game, it would probably take me 10 to 15 years.
So how much time have you been able to get into it? I know you got like an hour the other day. Were you able to do any more yesterday?
Not yesterday. After I got off the phone with you, I actually went to bed. I was kind of tired. It was a long day. So I got up this morning. I played from about 7 to about 9:30ish.
Okay.
I mostly I've just been wandering around in this first area and just killing random things to try and level up my character.
Yep. Have you gotten your horse?
I've got my horse, I've got my wolves, and I've got my imps.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out, when you want to use which one. Like the wolves seem to be pretty solid, but those imps seem to, have some ranged attacks and stuff.
I don't think I have the imps.
You get them in that first. Did you defeat the Godric, the Knight of Godric?
Yeah.
You get them. Wait, do you get them down there?
I mean, I don't doubt you. Sure, like
Yeah, you get the imps in that beginning cave.
okay, you know
I
what? So
don't remember how.
there is something that I didn't get in the beginning cave. Like when you die and you end up in this place, you can see like there's these ledges and there's something shiny over here, and then there's something shiny behind you. I don't know how to get that thing behind me.
Yeah, I didn't even see those.
Well, so you have to, so you pick up, so the shiny thing that's off to the right when you wake up on the ledge, you get that when you beat the lower tutorial part. And then that's when you go, then you go up and you go through the door and you take the elevator and you get out of there. Uh, but so I played like, let me see. I'm going to pull up my Steam. I'm going to pull up my Steam and see if it will tell me what I've got. $9.8, which is not as much as I would have liked to have played, because yesterday I started over with the Confessor and I did all the stuff to go and get my horse. And once I got my horse, I started getting all the bugs that they were talking about with the dropped frame rate. And then not only was it a dropped frame rate, but like the screen's like going like this.
That's really weird. I'm not having that problem at all on the Xbox Series S. I think my frame rate has stayed pretty steady the entire time.
You know what? I bet that's why it took 5 more hours for it to launch on the consoles. They fixed that issue.
Maybe.
Because that whole thing doesn't make any sense. I was able to play at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then the rest of the world had to wait until 10 p.m.
10 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing was weird. I mean, I'll take it because, you know, I won't get Forbidden West for another 5 years when they finally decide to put that on PC. So speaking of Forbidden West, let's talk about this slow-ass news week. Here's how I know the news is slow. If you Googled Horizon Forbidden West review bomb, you would get a list of sites as long as your arm with the same exact article that we're seeing here. And so they're complaining about Horizon Forbidden West being review bomb because people saying Aloy's ugly or whatever. Let's be honest, they uglied her up this go around. And if you've seen the actress that she's modeled after, she doesn't look anything like this. And now their excuse was they're pushing the PlayStation 5 new graphic stuff and whatever. I don't care. But when you go and look at the review bombing on Metacritic, which is what they're reporting, I would say it you know what? It is being review bombed. It's being review bombed in the positive because, okay, there's a 0. We've gotten a bunch of 10s. I saw an 8, and then there was like a 3 and a 6. And I bet these 6, 5s, and 7s actually have something interesting to say.
Probably.
But like, okay, there's a 0. Didn't wholly enjoy the direction of the story, as some sci-fi elements felt out of place, but I am willing to overlook it because it's so obvious that so much effort was put into making great gameplay, graphics, cutscenes, music, characters, etc. Well, that is an interesting 0 score. That sounds like a 5.
Yeah. I mean, most of the reviews I read, their big complaint was it felt like it was the Horizon Zero Dawn over again, just set somewhere else. To me, that's a plus. I mean, I enjoyed the first game so much. The thought of getting to play it more with new story, you know, and it not be as short as DLC, because DLC honestly is, you know, generally about 20 hours if you're lucky. To get a whole new game set in that world with, you know, 60 to 80 hours of playtime, I'd be okay with that. I mean, as long as it's something, you know, the story's new, because the gameplay was never anything I complained about in Horizon Zero Dawn. I thought it was very well done, very well balanced. I hated fighting birds, those mecha bird things.
Yeah,
But who
the
did?
storm birds or whatever.
Yeah.
So
But literally every other mechanic in that game was perfect for that game. So I don't see that
why
as a knock on a game. To be fair,
why do you think that article was written on so many sites though? Because like there is no review bomb happening. Like look at I'm on page 4 and now 5. And you know what? It is a review bomb. There's a lot of fucking 10s. And I won't even give my favorite game a 10. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about it yesterday, and I have difficulty placing Red Dead 2 and Breath of the Wild as second or third, but I give Breath of the Wild a better score than I do Witcher 3.
really?
Yep. Because Witcher 3, the fighting can get a little janky sometimes. Like it's not clean. So, but like Breath of the Wild, I don't give 10s, and Breath of the Wild is up there.
I mean, what I've played of Breath of the Wild, it's a good, solid game. Witcher, I'd have to say, is my favorite game in the last few years. I just, even with the few bugs and problems it had, it was still one of the most well balanced, expansive games I've ever played. Where I could just pick it up, play for half an hour, and then set it down and walk away, and I didn't get trapped in anything. Other than the story.
So that's another beautiful thing. Like that's what makes this game so fucking perfect for the Switch. Like because the Switch is mobile. You can take it and you can go anywhere. But with Breath of the Wild, you can pick it up or put it down whenever. I mean, unless you're in the middle of fighting something or whatever. But obviously, yeah. But obviously, you've sat down to do that at that point in time. But you can play this shit waiting for the doctor, and just go and explore. Like I freaking love that, and I feel Elden Ring is similar to that.
Very similar, yeah.
Like you could definitely play it in that manner, where you're like, okay, you know what? I've got 15 minutes. I can just go around, gather a bunch of runes, and then go back to my last gray spot.
Yeah, and that's literally what I've done. Right before I came in here to talk with you, I was playing, and all I did was just, go back to the last grace and log out.
Yeah. So Nintendo, I got this news through YouTube. Gaming with Geeks came out with a video this morning. There's an article on Nintendo Life about the Switch Online 64's emulation has approved. Now, I don't like this article because they don't actually show, like, there's a tweet where you can see some of the differences, but like the main picture doesn't show the differences. So I've got the video paused here, and so this is the original. You got to look, Steve. Yeah. So this is what it looked like before the update. And then they made it look like what was actually on the N64. I appreciate that. I super appreciate how they kind of they downgraded the water essentially, which might help make the game run better. I don't know. Like we were discussing before show, Nintendo servers are ass.
Yeah.
I would personally like the ability to choose between the two. What do you think?
I mean, yeah. I mean, being able to choose between, performance and quality.
Yeah, because Ocarina of Time was my favorite game until Witcher 3.
Yeah, I never played Ocarina of Time. I wasn't a big. I didn't have a 64. I wasn't a big Nintendo fan until let's see, between the Nintendo Entertainment System. My next Nintendo system was the Switch. So
Yeah, I just happened to live at a place where my buddy had an N64 and I played the hell out of it.
Yeah, I was a
So
PlayStation and an Xbox fanboy in those intervening years.
yesterday I was actually trying to think what I was thinking about. I was thinking about that Horizon Forbidden West and all these people just giving it tens, and I'm thinking about my games that I like, and Ocarina of Time came across my mind, and I'm like, does that game actually stand up? Like, I would play it now, but I don't think it is how do I put it? I don't know if it necessarily stands up because it's not it's very I shouldn't use the word very. It's definitely linear.
Yeah.
It's very no, it is very linear. Whereas a lot of the really good games that I like aren't so much linear anymore. You can go do whatever you want, whenever you want. And Ocarina of Time even kind of had that open world feeling when you're in the fucking land of Hyrule and everything. And you could go anywhere. You just ain't gonna get anything done if you don't go to where you're supposed to go.
Right.
So I think this is cool that they brought back the retro stuff and interesting Nintendo news.
Yeah, I mean, I've played a lot of the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES games that they have on the online part. And those are fun, very nostalgic.
Yes.
I played a handful of the Super Nintendo games that they have on there. Not nostalgic because I never had a Super Nintendo, but they were fun.
So we were talking earlier about the price of the Nintendo services, and you said it was like $20 a year.
I believe I paid $20 a year for it. I mean, I paid for it back in November.
I haven't looked into it in forever, but they came out with like an online plus service where I believe is more of a monthly charge. And so now when you subscribe to that monthly plus, they're starting to give you extra stuff. Like one of the things is they from that Nintendo Direct a couple weeks ago, they announced over the next 2 years, if you're a Nintendo Plus member, you will get the new Mario Kart 8, or what is it, 8? I don't remember. Yeah, it's 8. You'll get the new Mario Kart 8 tracks that they're going to be adding over the next 2 years, which is like 40 something tracks. It's almost a whole game worth of it is a whole game's worth of tracks.
Yeah, so it's the Nintendo Switch Online individual membership is $4 a month.
Okay.
$8 for 3 months, or $20 for 12 months. If you want the Nintendo Switch Plus expansion pack individual membership, it's $50 for 12 months.
Oh, okay. So I mean, so that puts you
family membership, and I guess there's a family package that you can purchase for $34.99, or the Plus version for $80. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, even at $80 for your family, I mean, if Kathy or Claire played as much as I did,
yeah,
$80 isn't that bad for an online service for an entire year, with all the stuff that it gives you. Because it is literally almost like a Game Pass type system.
A little bit, yeah.
A little. You don't get the newer games.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that goes into the extra plus part yet, and that's when the Nintendo announced it, everyone shat on it. They're like, "Why? Make better servers." Like everyone was like, "Why would I get this?" And now they're slowly saying, "Okay, if you're this kind of subscriber, you will get this for free." And I think they will. I'm going to say something that Captain Obvious would point out. Nintendo needs to speed up a little bit when it comes to these things, but that's their thing. They're slow. Nintendo's slow, and that's why they have great IP like Zelda and Mario and all this stuff that is fucking ageless. Can you imagine a day with no Mario?
Oh no! I mean, like, where would we be without Mario?
Like, and there's no way Mario goes away anytime in the future. Like Mario is going to be a staple in video games forever. So, and that's because of how Nintendo has built themselves up, and I love Nintendo. They're not perfect. I think they're the best out of Microsoft and Sony and Nintendo.
But they're not doing bad for a company that started out as making card games.
Right. And you know what? They do some dumb things. The Wii U, that was a thing. I never played
Well,
one.
the problem with the Wii U wasn't the system. The system was fine. It was the naming, and
Yes.
Microsoft can be hit on that too with,
Oh Jesus, yes.
the Xbox One, the 360. I mean, and then when you went from the One to the One S and then the One S Super XZ,
yeah,
you didn't know where you're going.
You are absolutely correct.
Even as a gamer, I just thought the Wii U was a different version of the Wii. I didn't know it was its own system.
I never played one, but when it came out and I saw it, we had a Wii in my house,
Yeah,
and then the Wii U came out and I saw it, and then it came with that tablet thing. And I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah,
that's dumb. Like
had they marketed it well, it wasn't dumb. It was actually a really smart idea that I wish other systems would catch on to. I've got a Wii U over here in my closet. We don't play it because we've got every other game system in the world.
So I think I don't know. I don't know how you pull the tablet, because like I could see where there's some added value to having that kind of accessibility to a game.
Well, think about it. You don't get to the Switch without having the Wii U, because the Wii was a standard console.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And maybe that was like their, because you know what, you could say the Wii U or the Switch is the Wii U and 3DS's child.
Yeah.
So maybe that's something weird that they were like 10 years ahead on everybody, and they were able to like be like, okay, so we're just going to put this out incrementally, essentially, and test all these different things and see how it goes. And then they fucking killed it on the Switch. The Switch is an amazing console.
It is. I was a late adopter. I didn't pick it up until I think 2 years after it had come out. And now I love having it. I'm going to be traveling to Nashville this weekend.
Ooh, you're gonna
not this weekend, next weekend,
right?
And I've got some layovers, and I'm traveling alone, so I'll be loading up the Switch and playing, whatever I can play wherever I'm at.
You need to have 20 hours of Breath of the Wild 2 weeks from today, at least.
We'll see. I'm on the Alliance, and I'm really enjoying playing. So.
All right. I'm just saying, there's going to be a lot of time in that hotel room.
Yeah, well, I'm going to Nashville. There's going to be a lot of time in somewhere. Might
not
be the hotel room. I might spend a lot of time in barbecue joints.
Fair enough. The one time I had a job put me up at a hotel for a few days, I was staying in Globe.
Okay, yeah. If I was in Globe, you'd have your 40 hours of Switch time.
I just said 20. Like, 3 of those could be on the airplane itself. Well, probably 2. But
yeah.
So that's the Nintendo news. Sticking with video games, there was a tweet that was put in a bunch of articles, and everyone was freaking out about it for all sorts of different things. I want to look at this tweet and just ask the question, why? So this gentleman, David Scott Jaffe, or Jaff, maybe it's Gaff, put out a poll, and he's the designer and director of God of War. And so he put out this tweet, hypothetical. If you were playing and loving an open world game and there was an easy automatic platinum PlayStation trophy for going into a minority filled Jew, Black, LGBT, Muslim, etc. nightclub and killing all the minority NPCs, would you do it? Now, I didn't see this until after the poll was over, But my answer is yes. The no's won. And so he went on to go and say he's just trying to find an understanding of people's relationships with NPCs and everything. And so this question is terrible at addressing that. Because this question is like, you find yourself in a room full of NPCs. Do you kill it or not?
Well, and we talked about this a little bit last night when we were talking about, if we're going to talk about this, in games, and in this particular, the way he worded this question, no, I wouldn't do it, because the way he worded this question, I don't know how.
I don't care. I see where you're going. He could have said, if it was filled with puppies,
Correct.
I'm doing it. Yeah. I don't give a shit. These are NPCs that I have no connection with.
Look, is it how the game is leading? Do you need to kill that room full of puppies? Then yeah, I probably will kill that room full of puppies. In KOTOR, I always played as a Jedi. So when I went into a room, I inflicted as little damage as possible. And, you go into a bar and you're supposed to kill one guy. But as a Jedi, you go in and you just take out that one guy. But my nephew, his solution was go into the room, force lightning up, and just kill everybody in the room. And then that way, you don't have to worry about him getting away or killing you.
Yep, for sure. But it
depends on the story and what you're doing.
Right. So yeah. So that aspect is missing from this question, because in KOTOR you get light side.
There are consequences to your actions.
Yeah, you get light side points or dark side points, and that's how you build the basis of your characters on this. If this is Grand Theft Auto 6, I don't give a shit.
That's true. Actually, you know what? When you think about the Grand Theft Auto, I don't know how many times I've walked into a place and just murdered an entire town.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're playing as Trevor,
that's the whole point.
This is part, and I generally, I don't get political about things, but this is part of that whole woke culture. Mm-hmm. They want to make everything into something.
Well, so the woke attacked him for this.
Sure they did.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, the woke attacked him for this. Like, I'll send you the link. It's this link on Bounding into Comics, but like, you can even, I'll send you the link to this tweet. You can read the responses.
I read a lot of the responses. Yeah, I mean, me and Kathy were talking it over, and you know her political leanings, and she was like, "Oh, this is ridiculous. This is part of what's wrong with this country."
Yes, it's part of what's wrong with the damn world, man.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot to go into there to unpack. We won't talk about the world.
No, we won't. But like, it does have the woke thing, but also this is retarded because this is a video game. This isn't real life.
Ones and zeros. Now, one can make the argument that, look, I wouldn't. So you make choices when you buy games.
Yeah.
I bought Elden Ring.
When you do anything.
I've bought Grand Theft Auto. Would I buy a game called KKK 2? Absolutely not.
No.
That's something I'm going to make a decision with my dollar and tell them, no, I don't want to see games like that. That to me, in my mind, that's awful.
Watch out. You sound like a capitalist. You sound like a capitalist. I only say that because of Kathy and her potential for watching this.
Yeah. Well, she knows. Trust me, her and her Republican came out when we were talking about this. It's very deep down inside her, but even she gets upset Kathy. About things like this.
I love Kathy, but you can take out the race. Like, so you and I had a little conversation about this last night, and definitely I have played games where I felt like I had some sort of relationship, which actually I watched it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I was watching a video about parasociology and video games and like how people build these connections. And she said too many words to get to a point, so I didn't finish watching it. But it was an interesting idea. So yeah, I have NPCs that I have built relationships with that I would never fucking hurt until they said something that was like, oh, well, fuck you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if it's something built into the story, I'm not going to do it. If it's just a bunch of random NPCs, I don't care what you look like. I don't care what it is. It can be fucking panda bears. It can be whatever. And I'm getting a platinum trophy. Yeah, you best damn well believe I'm going to destroy these things.
And see, trophies don't. And I honestly, a trophy isn't a motivation for me. Now, if I was, if I had to kill a room, I would look. I think dogs are better than most people. I would probably draw a line at killing a room full of dogs.
Uh-huh.
But if I had to go in and kill a room full of well, politicians is way too easy because the answer is yes.
Yeah.
But say the video game wanted me to go in and
if there's a bunch of babies
of mice,
okay,
for a platinum reward, and I probably wouldn't waste my time to doing that because that doesn't sound fun to me. It doesn't sound interesting, and I don't care about those kind of platinum things.
This question is just so not well thought out because I'm thinking, you know what? If it was like a room full of newborn infants,
that might be a difficult choice.
I would give pause. But
if it was a room full of politicians, you would load up like the Godfather.
I'm going in with the chainsaw.
Yeah.
Like
you really need to watch Peacemaker. Oh, you have watched Peacemaker. You're going in with the chainsaw, like Economos.
I did see that. Yes. And I thoroughly enjoy that he got that kill.
I also enjoyed the fact that what's his name? Vigilante was upset about it later. He could have come in and just thrown me the chainsaw.
That's the only reason why it's any good, because he was butthurt about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really well. That was a really well done bit, I guess you could call it.
Oh yeah,
that was a good bit. But yeah, I'm sorry the guy got roasted from both sides of the political spectrum. But it definitely just wasn't well thought out. It's an interesting idea of the relationships that you build with the NPCs. I don't give a crap about what kind of NPCs they are, but the idea of your emotional connection to a fake thing is definitely an interesting thing to look into. Even the idea, so take Elden Ring, for example. You're playing a character that has no personality, and this is a very common trope, and they do that so that you could feel like it's you. And I've been thinking about this recently, like how you identify with the character you play with, especially since I started up with Cyberpunk and everything. I try to make a point of calling the character V and not saying it's me, because it's not me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that whole psychology thing of how you see yourself in these things is interesting and is definitely worth a conversation. He just approached it from a weird way.
Yeah.
So we have one bit of movie news because they all decided to put all the trailers over the last 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks with Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings. I don't even want to touch that. That's a weird situation. And what else came out? The Doctor Strange. There was a bunch of trailers that came out over the last couple of weeks. Well, this week we are going to watch the latest Batman trailer, and we're going to do a reaction.
I've seen this.
I don't. You have or haven't?
I don't think so.
So this isn't even an official trailer. It came out on the 20th. This is an official channel or whatever. I didn't really see an official channel. This shot right here, I don't think I've seen this before. No. So we'll watch it. If you think you've seen it before, say something. Warner's definitely going to try and claim this, so we're going to have to break it up and talk about it so that they don't try and copyright strike us. Oh, wrong button. I keep doing that. So we'll go full screen here. Let me make sure I got it on the highest quality. Yep. It just kind of looks a little shitty, but whatever. Let me know if you hear the sound. It should be playing audio.
Okay. Yeah, I hear it.
What?
It's very quiet for me.
I don't know if this is English.
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh, no, it is English. I have no idea what the fuck that first sentence says.
Me either. Can you turn the volume up a little bit?
I think you're gonna have to turn your own volume up. I can't like.
That's it's gonna blow you out because you're pretty loud.
Oh. Well, I can back off my mic for that case, but it's not just a call. It's more.
Yeah, I don't have my headset hooked up.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's been a lot. The whole intro for this trailer has been completely 100% iambic pentameter because of the Riddler.
Right.
I'm like, what's going on? And then they just started reading one of the riddles. I was like, okay, that makes sense because there was definitely a flow. But that's funny, corny. I can appreciate it though. So this says, haven't got a clue. Let's play a game. Just me and you. And then we get the
little cipher down at the bottom, which
yeah,
I haven't figured all of these out yet. There's a ton of them. Actually, have you seen the posters? If you hit the posters in movie theaters with black lights, there's ciphers on the posters with clues and riddles.
Who's walking around movie theaters with black lights?
Well, I mean, a lot of people now.
That's weird. Because I'm thinking, what else are you looking at that black light in the movie theater?
Definitely not going to go into the theater.
So having a clue, let's play a game, just me and you. And then what does, I don't know, the liar when dead. It's powder keg, Riddler's the match. Okay. Do you think, I hope we get to see that powder keg building at least a little bit before the Riddler becomes the match. You know what I'm saying? Like we can feel that tension. I just here to unmask the truth about this cesspool we call a city. Oh my God. Oh, you're really not as smart as I thought. Okay, so I just realized I realized a little bit ago, but this trailer is a Riddler perspective of everything. It's definitely the Riddler talking through this whole thing, which he probably does say something. That very first sentence is probably some Latin or some shit. Then that's why I'm like, what the hell? That didn't make any sense. Anyways, and that would make sense with the whole iambic pentameter before the riddle was read. Cool.
If only it works for you.
That's how you like mine.
I can take care of myself.
Yeah, if I do.
Maybe we're not so different. Who are you under there?
I mean, we can see some more fighting in this Batman.
What's that?
We get to see more fighting with the Batman and those guys with the paint on their face. I'm wondering if there's going to be any allusion to Jokers or anything.
Okay. So that would. I love the Joker. Can we leave it alone just for a little bit?
Yeah, I agree. We've already got Penguin and Riddler in this, so.
Right. Can we get a fucking cool Mr. Freeze? Not Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Everybody chill.
Which, I mean, at the time, who else are you going to pick to play Mr. Freeze?
Exactly.
And it was a Tim Burton film and corny as hell, and it was perfect for what it was.
I would not say perfect for what it was, but
for what it was, yes, because it was corny as crap. I think George Clooney's the worst Batman.
He is. He was a pretty good Bruce Wayne, but when you think about George Clooney, he's pretty much Bruce Wayne. Lots of money, flies around the world, gets all the women, and you
could say the same thing about Ben Affleck, and maybe not when he was doing it, but Christian Bale certainly does it now.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Speaking of George Clooney and Ben Affleck, Amazon Prime, we watched The Tender Bar, which is a George Clooney directed, Ben Affleck starred movie.
Okay. The Tender Bar?
The Tender Bar, yeah. I've got to rewatch it because I was doing some work while Kathy was watching it. What was that?
Is that like a cigar thing or something? Like, what's a tender bar?
No, it's about Ben Affleck plays a bartender in a helping to raise his sister's son.
Okay.
And
okay,
it's just the name, but I missed the first half of the movie because I was working while Kathy was watching it. But as a testament of how good the actual story was, even though I was working, it was drawing me in to the point where I watched the end of the movie. And want to go back and watch the beginning now to know how they got to that point because it was that good.
Okay.
That interesting. So Amazon Prime, The Tender Bar.
The Tender Bar. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep this going here.
Okay.
I'm Vengeance. Okay. That was weird. Like, he's like, Mr. Wayne. And then I don't think that's how it was actually done. They probably clipped it for the trailer like that, but god damn, that's awkward.
Yeah, wow.
Talk about making a guy feel like a douche. Okay, so this was in the other trailer where the car comes running through the... Oh, wait, hold on. I hate that part. I hate that part when he punches the glass because he is shaking more than the glass. The glass doesn't move at all. And so
reinforced glass wouldn't move.
So, but you would get some like I don't know. No. It just feels weak.
Have you ever seen someone hit reinforced that? Look, that glass has metal in it. It doesn't shake.
All right. Okay, that's fair. But
you would shake long before that glass would shake,
in my opinion. And then his voice is very lackluster on the bass aspect of it. I don't know. It just doesn't sound full.
I mean, that's what happens when you cast a vampire to play Batman.
I have faith in Robert Pattinson. I think he is. I think he.
I'm glad you said what you said. I thought you were going to say I like those movies. In which case, we were going to end this podcast forever.
Yeah, I would just delete it all. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I finally saw parts of them, and that was about 3 or 4 months ago, during COVID times in my house, and yeah, whatever. They were dumb.
Yeah.
This March.
So I know this is Batman, the Batman. It's supposed to be him, I think, earlier on in his career, but there's actually a comic out there called Batman Year One. I always wish they would make it into a movie because it's about him becoming Batman. But we always see Batman as this. He's using his grappling hook to swing through the city like Spider-Man. And in Batman Year One, there's actually a shot where he's chasing a bad guy on a rooftop. He pulls out his grappling hook, goes to fire it off to do the swing, and If anyone's ever been fishing and cast a line and had their reel mess up, just he goes to shoot it and the wires just go and he winds up falling 3 stories into a dumpster. I want to see that in a movie. And we may have lost Chris. So I'm going to riff on this scene right here where we see them shooting at Bulletproof Batman, which is kind of interesting because, I mean, if it's Kevlar, the first bullet compromises it. The second bullet severely compromises it. By the time these machine gun bullets hit, he should be on the ground bleeding. I guess one could say that maybe it's some sort of a special Batman armor that he's created. Who knows?
Yeah, I think that's definitely what's happening here. There's some sort of special Batman armor because when Batman has been bulletproof before, but every time you see Batman get shot, he's like, there's a reaction. Whereas
there's kinetic energy being dissipated into your chest. If you get hit with the machine gun, even if you're impervious to the damage it's causing, it's still going to be hitting you like a ton of heavy things.
Yeah. Whereas this one, he is walking up on 2 dudes with fully automatic,
yeah.
So there has to be something there. I'm hoping maybe this is towards the end because he's had an issue with guns in the beginning of the movie. That would be really fucking cool. Maybe.
He's had mech suits before in the comics, so it's possible.
Okay.
He uses one to fight Superman.
Fair. Sure. He uses a lot of stuff to fight Superman. But I just think if you build up to that kind of a thing with like his tech and stuff, that's a Batman story right there. Is like, okay, I've got this problem. I'm going to use some tech to solve it. And then there's the overarching problem of the actual villain.
Yeah.
But that's a thing. I'd be surprised if we got that, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if we got that too, to be honest. It's not something I think they will do.
It's too easy. Wait. Okay. He was saying, I don't care what happens to me, and that was the Riddler.
Yeah.
Which is a very Riddler thing to say.
I like Zoe Kravitz for Catwoman.
I'm very curious. I like her voice.
Yeah,
I have a thing with voices, but yeah, I like her voice, and I'm curious. She definitely has the sleek look. I think she will probably blow away Hathaway's performance.
Well, yeah,
it'd be hard. I've been meaning to watch. I want to go back and watch the original Batman trilogy. No, I don't. I want to go back and watch the first one of the second one, Batman and Batman Returns.
Yeah, those are the good ones.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, when your third act gets ruined by one of your main characters dying, that's rough.
I'm pretty sure I've talked about Batman Forever. Because like that was a big part of my life. That was like my 13th birthday party. Me and a bunch of my friends went and saw Batman Forever with Val Kilmer, and I like Val Kilmer Batman. I like Val Kilmer Batman. Drew Carey was whatever. I was definitely more of a Two-Face fan than I was a Riddler fan for that movie, but I don't need to ever see it again. I owned it back in the day on VHS and watched it 100 freaking times, and I never need to see that movie unless I want some laughs.
Well,
so yeah. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Did you see that?
No. What was that?
Watch in the window here. Okay, yeah. He had like a one of those
squirrel suit.
Yeah. The squirrel suit, the flying squirrel suit. That's interesting. That'll be different. And that clip before that definitely made it look like he was doing some shit like, dare I say, one of the Transformers movies where they did that in Chicago.
Maybe, yeah. I blocked those from my memory.
Wait. What did she say? Hideously scarred?
Yeah, I can't. I'm having a hard time hearing.
All right. Well, you need to go back and watch this because either I'm going deaf or the audio on this is just absolute trash.
I love what they do with the A there.
Well, now I wonder if that's a new cipher across the bottom there.
Oh, it definitely probably is.
Let's look at that A.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Real quickly before we talk about this, go to Google real quick in a window and then search for Bruce Wayne.
Oh. Are you talking about this little bat?
Hit that little thing right next to Batman.
When did this start?
This morning.
Okay. Okay.
It's only when you Google search Bruce Wayne, which look what I mean, and do you see what happened? You Google search Bruce Wayne, it goes Batman.
Right. Yeah.
Terrible secret identity. If you can look it up on Google.
Well, no one knows my secret. I mean, never mind. But yeah, I'm excited for this movie.
So am
I this will probably be the best movie so far for the year. And
this year, yes.
Yeah. This year, like 2022. No, this should be good. And sorry, this kid. I like Gotham. I need to finish Gotham. I'm on like season 4 or 5 or something.
I'm on season 3. Yeah, I fell behind.
Yeah. Oh, that hot chick's in it. Oh my god. Anyways. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I think I'm going to see. I might go see it twice this weekend. Depending on what happens this weekend, I might go see it twice. Just because I'm going to want to do a review on it, and I can't do a review if I've only watched a movie once.
Yeah, it's hard. We'll definitely have to discuss possibly going and seeing it on Friday.
Oh, I'm going Thursday. Don't give a shit. Like, I will go Thursday after work. Yeah, I will be there.
I mean, I'm off Thursday. Well, I have a doctor's appointment on Thursday, I think.
Here's the thing. I don't want to see, like, I would love to see it with you, but I don't want to see it with you. Because
we can talk about it after the fact. But
exactly. Like, and through today's show, because of the conversations we had last night, they weren't exactly fresh, and we didn't say all the stuff that we said last night necessarily. And like, so now do you understand why I kind of do that? Like, I feel like an asshole when I do it, but like, I want content, and it's much better when it's off the cuff and just natural.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I'll go see it with you after we do the show next week.
That'll be Saturday. Maybe you want to go see it Saturday night, Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, we can go see it right after the show. Sure.
Okay, I'll check with Kathy and make sure that there's not a current plan for it.
You got to see it before the show too, though.
Well, yeah, I'll definitely go see it before the show. I'll probably go see it on Friday.
Okay. And then I'm gonna have
Kathy's got to work. I've got the day off. I got to get some stuff ready for Nashville, but that's it.
I hope Avery can go see it. Can a dad go see a new movie? Can a new dad go see a new movie? I don't know. Like,
see.
It will be a whole week and a half old by then. Maybe 2 weeks. No, it'll
Yeah,
be almost 2 weeks by then.
I think we might not have Avery for another week. I think Daddy Duty's going to.
Yeah. I think you might be right. So
I
you
mean,
gotta,
I skipped being on the show for COVID. So if I was a new daddy, I'd probably skip the show for a couple of weeks.
I would. Yeah, I would have skipped. I would be on for COVID before I'd be on for being a new dad. That's for sure.
And for all the listeners, the baby was born super healthy, doing great. Mom's doing great.
Beautiful baby, beautiful name. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, we'll let Avery
yeah.
do his reveal of the name. And
gorgeous name. I love the name, and not just because of the initials. I think, I love. Makes me want to go to Colorado.
You're not right sometimes. You're not right.
Have you been to Colorado? Colorado's fucking beautiful, man.
I've only ever been to Durango.
So besides the Batman, shit, you going to Nashville isn't until
I'm not moving. I'm just going for a business trip.
If you move there, you might end up with a divorce.
Yeah. I don't think I can talk my wife into moving to the South ever again,
or going back. Yeah.
Yeah, someone already burned that bridge for me.
And wasn't it Nashville specifically?
No.
Oh.
It was Kentucky, which is
okay. 6-1.
Yeah, it's the fried chicken, of which Nashville is the plate holding up.
Right, but Nashville
Tennessee.
hot chicken is better than KFC. Just putting that out there. And KFC can't even make the fucking Nashville chicken. Anyways,
yeah, I'm gonna have to do some hot chicken there in Nashville. I'm gonna have to do some barbecue.
Hell yeah.
I'm there for 4 days, so
hell yeah. I wish you could send me some hot chicken because I have yet to have been impressed by it. Everyone that serves it out here. I say serves it out here because I don't think it's the real stuff. Yeah. Anyways, so you got anything else going on this week?
Some more Elden Ring, some more Marvel Ultimate Alliance, probably when I'm in the airport and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have any shows to watch. Another show just came to mind that we did binge watch all last week and the week before. Mayor of Kingstown on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Jeremy Renner.
Okay.
Fantastic. It's only 10 episodes, but it was a lot of fun. That was more my wife's watch than mine, but I definitely watched it. You know, I like Jeremy Renner or Hawkeye.
Yeah.
So, I'd highly recommend that. Other than that, we don't have a whole lot of stuff on the schedule to watch this week. So if anyone's got suggestions of things we should watch based on stuff we've talked about,
yes,
or that, throw them in the comments and let us know. Cause I'm always looking for something new.
So on the topic of Jeremy Renner, I really like Tag.
I never watched Tag.
Go watch Tag. It's just a good popcorn feel good flick. And then the end credits where they're talking with the people that the story's based off of is freaking awesome. But keep in mind, you know what? Actually, I'm not going to say it. Just pay close attention to Jeremy Renner, particularly in the action scenes.
Okay.
And yeah. Just watch it. And I don't know if it's streaming on anything right now, but worth a watch.
I'm sure I can find it on. If it on anything, I can buy it on Prime.
So I have a goal of trying to come out with some sort of Elden Ring review. I've never done a video game review. We'll see how this goes. And I've never played a Souls game before, so we'll really see how this goes. I'd like to get it out Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm just going to be watching random movies like I did this last week. Oh, I need to go check my mail because the second book in the Witcher series is in my mailbox, as well as the book that was removed from, I believe, the Nashville curriculum, Mouse.
Yeah.
So that's technically 2 books. And then Monday, I get the Fellowship of the Ring in my mail. I've never read it.
Oh, the book?
Yeah, never read it.
You've never read any of it? Have you read The Hobbit?
No.
You should order The Hobbit and read it first.
So the reason why I went with Fellowship of the Ring first was because that movie came out first, and I didn't feel like I really needed The Hobbit. They kind of laid a lot of that groundwork in the very beginning with Bilbo.
Yeah, I would read The Hobbit first. The Hobbit
Okay.
is the prequel. It's the story
Right.
of how the ring gets involved, and I would read it first. I mean, when I was in my teens, I read The Hobbit, then I read The Fellowship, and then the Two Towers, and then Return of the King. That's the progression I did. That new Rings of Power on Amazon is going to be based on Untold Stories 1 and 2 and the Silmarillion, I think.
They don't have they came out last week or the week before that they actually don't have rights to the Silmarillion.
Really?
Yep. They came out they almost have rights to nothing. Because they said they didn't have rights to that and something else that everyone thought that it was going to be based off of. But yeah, on that note, I'm just going to wrap this up here. Thank you for watching. If you liked what was going on here, please like, subscribe, smash the like button, tell a friend, leave a comment. If you want to talk about something, leave a comment. We love to talk. We're always in here looking at stuff. And yeah, until next time, keep it nerdy.
Keep it nerdy, guys. Have a good week.